The worst Secretary of Defense in history, and I think that's unquestionable, is having the worst week of his career. And that, my friends, is saying something. I mean, do you remember how back in March, Pete Hegseth somehow accidentally added a journalist to a group chat on Signal about upcoming military strikes in Yemen? And I mean, not just any journalist, the editor of The Atlantic who has covered national security issues forever. Well, tomorrow, the Pentagon Inspector General report on that incident, on Signalgate, will be released to the public. But today, sources familiar with the findings of that report told MS Now that not only was Hegseth's sending of war plans over a commercial texting app a breach of Pentagon protocol, of course it was, it also posed a risk to the safety of the U.S. personnel involved in the strikes. And that, which is a big deal, is not even the worst thing we are learning about Pete Hegseth this week. Today, when the new Pentagon press corps got to meet Secretary Hegseth himself and ask him anything they wanted at all, they seem to have not actually made any real news at all. Well, I should say, they think they made news. But what they actually did was act, pretty much as Pentagon stenographers. As new press corps member Laura Loomer, of all people, put it today, quote, "The attacks on Hegseth by the fake news media are unfounded. He is taking every question." Okay. Now, after that, Loomer posted her big scoop for today, which was a statement from the Pentagon spokesperson about the Signalgate Inspector General's report coming out tomorrow. And the statement claims the report is a, quote, "total exoneration of Secretary Hegseth," adding that the matter is resolved and the case is closed. The old Pentagon press corps of actual journalists is out of the building. And this new pro-Trump, pro-Hegseth press corps is in. And I'm not just saying that. To get into this new press corps, all of these so-called journalists had to sign an agreement saying they wouldn't gather any information that the Pentagon hadn't already approved for release. They signed up to be members of a newly created, basically state-run Pentagon media. And let me just show you another example of how this new press corps is completely warping the news. Just take three of the new press corps members. Laura Loomer, we already talked about her, Red State reporter R.C. Maxwell, and 23-year-old right-wing TikTok influencer Lance Johnston. Now, the reason I picked those three is that on Monday, all three of those supposed journalists reported that they had scored Washington Post Pentagon reporter Dan Lamot's old desk. All three of them gloated that the Washington Post was out and they were in the Post's old cubicle, no less. Of course, all three of these people could not possibly have all gotten the Washington Post singular old cubicle at the Pentagon. But, I guess let's put their fact-finding skills aside for a second and just look at how they reported on the Washington Post's actual scoop from last week.
Welcome back, guys. Let's talk about what's happening right now with this new Pentagon report and why people across the US are reacting so strongly. I just finished going through the new Pentagon report that's causing so much conversation today. And honestly, the situation is getting more intense by the hour. The report focuses on Pete Hegseth, who served during the Trump administration, and it claims his use of the encrypted app Signal may have put American troops at risk. Now, a claim like that is not simple. When it comes from the Pentagon's watchdog, it becomes something the whole country pays attention to, whether people are agree with the politics behind it or not. Jen Psaki highlighted these findings on her show, and she broke it down in a way that a lot of Americans can understand. The biggest issue being discussed is not just the app itself, but the pattern that this reporter claims they found. According to what's being shared, the Pentagon believes that using Signal in a certain way made communication harder to track and may have caused confusion in situations where clarity was needed the most. When troops are involved, even a small mistake in communication can lead to serious consequences. That's why this is not being threatened like a normal that's why this is not being treated like a normal political disagreement. This is turning into something much bigger. The reporter also brings up a video from 2016. In this video, Hegst is heard talking about war crimes and troops not following illegal orders. That part is getting a lot of attention because it creates the same conflict he recently criticized Democrats for in a PSA video. So now people are comparing what he said in the past to what he said he is saying now, and it's creating a lot of debate online. Whether someone is conservative, liberal, or independent, people are talking about the same thing, the possibility of double standards and whether his message today matches what he once said. Another layer to this story is how quick it's spreading. In just 24 hours, multiple news outlets picked it up. Social media is full of reactions, and people from different political sides are giving their opinions. Some are defending Heggs, arguing that single is commonly used for security and privacy. Others are saying that when someone is responsible for tropes, they must follow the rules exactly as written, especially when national security is involved. This split reaction is what's turning the story into a much bigger national conversation. Jen Psaki also made a point that many Americans are connecting with. She said that the press corps covering the Pentagon has become too domesticated, meaning they don't push back as strongly or ask harder questions when they should. That criticism is making people wonder whether the issue is just one person's actions or whether the entire system needs to be more aggressive in questioning leadership discussions. A lot of people feel that when it comes to national security, the media should be tougher, not quieter. What also makes this story complicated is the political movement where we are in. With elections coming closer, anything connected to Trump, his administration, or his key figures gets amplified. Supporters feel like every story is an attempt to target them. Critics feel like this is a proof that the previous leadership made unsafe decisions. And then there are Americans who just want the truth without the drama. Those are the viewers who are paying the most attention to the details in this new Pentagon report. People are also reacting to the timing. Why is this coming out now? Why is the Pentagon choosing to release it at this moment? Is it routine or is it connected to political timing? These kinds of questions always show up when a story involves national defense, politics, and major media coverage. Another reaction coming from the public is about when it comes to military decisions, people expect complete professionalism. Any sign of rule breaking, even if small, makes people uncomfortable. And because this report mentions the possibility that troops may have been put at risk, the conversation instantly becomes emotional. People who want to feel that their military leadership, past or present, takes their responsibilities seriously. Whether these claims are fully accurate or whether there's more constant context that has not been explained yet, Americans are demanding clarity. They want details, proof, and an honest explanation. And honestly, that's a responsible expectation. When the reporter talks about tropes, risk, and security, people deserve a complete picture. Right now, the story is still unfolding and reactions are still changing. In the coming days, we are likely going to see new statements, clarifications, maybe even pushback from Hext himself or from others who worked with them. The media will keep pulling pieces of the report apart as looking for hidden details. Supporters will defend him, critics will dig deeper. But one thing is clear. This is not a small headline. This is becoming a major national discussion that touches politics, military safety, and the credibility of leadership. And as more information comes out, it's going to shape how people think about not just this report, but about accountability inside the Pentagon and inside government leadership. If more updates come out about this case, I will break them down in clear words the moment they drop. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video.